This is Journey Home. And here are the Ancestry test participants. How much saliva do they want?
Step 1.
Well, you don't have to read out loud.
Oh.
This is confusing already.
This is not gonna be pretty.
Damn it, it's not enough.
This is so gross.
Side. Dang, that was fast!
I was getting it about.
5 seconds.
I mean, it's kind of like an innate characteristic, I think, of any human being to want to know more about their ancestral origin.
I guess it maybe just reflects maybe my history as well, and it shows that, you know, that there was a stasis of people just staying, you know, in one location. It showed a movement and, you know, convergence of people coming together, and I guess it just also brings a history, not just myself, but also a history of California.
There's just unknown things. I don't know anything about my family lineage. I don't know where my grandparents' parents came from. It's difficult to trace back. I know, you know, being Filipino, there has to be some kind of Eastern Asian, Spaniard roots in there, but where is it?
I think it's important to find out just like about who I am, the essence of who I am and where I came from.
It's always been something in the back of my mind, and I've always been a little intrigued, just kind of wanting to know my history and like my genetic makeup of where I've come from.
I want to find out my ancestry because I want to get a very clear and full picture of who I am, and it will give me a good sense of identity and belonging. I think that there's a great possibility that this experience would be incredibly enriching and empowering to kind of have a deeper cultural perspective of my past.
I guess I'll have like a better appreciation of where my ancestors came from, I guess. Like, you know, I guess you can connect the dots and figure out, oh, I guess my ancestors came here and there, and I guess it puts a better picture of, like, you know, makes you better understand where they came from.
Personally, I would just really like to know, so, you know, in the future when I have my own family, I can tell them where I came from and my parents came from, and it'll just go on from there.
Like, the importance is just kind of trying to figure out who I am and where I come from and who I am today. So that's the importance for me, is trying to connect all those dots and putting that together.
I just want to learn more about who I am, so I just can carry it on and tell my kids, this is who you are, this is your family's done this over the years.
My family, I feel like a lot of the time there's like a loss with knowing, like, going back in our history, and then it just like stops at a certain point and we don't know where to go from there. So I think this is definitely important to me to know where my family originated from and my ancestors originated from.
This type of identity guides how I interact with people, how people see me, and also to giving me a sense, like I said before, of belonging. Probably West African, just due to the historical context of American slavery.
My ancestry, well, I know that my dad's Native American. I'm a registered tribal member at Northern California, and my mom's Filipino.
Well, I know my ethnicity is Filipino, so I would guess somewhere along the lines there's some Spanish, there's some Japanese, Chinese, somewhere.
I would guess somewhere in East Africa, only because me, my mom, and certain other people in my family have been told or mistaken for being East African.
You know what? That I have no clue. I couldn't even begin to answer that question for you. I just know that I have to look at the lineage and go with African descent.
I would say Native American and Mexican. As far as I know, that's what I am.
So I would think that my ancestors come from somewhere, West Africa area.
I would probably guess that my ancestors are probably West African and also Central Native American.
Black American, I don't really see much of a connection between me and any other continent. Like I don't really know my ethnic background too well, so I can't go into what that is.
My main identity of culture is probably like American, but I like have a very broad perspective of how the other side of the world is. So I'm very open-minded about different things, especially being mixed.
Culturally, I'd just say I am Filipino American, and leave it at that.
I identify with Black American culture.
I currently identify as Black American because I was born and raised here.
Defining my culture now, it's been pretty difficult. I do identify within Black culture because that is a culture that I live in, and how my family personally identifies.
Well, firstly as Belizean, that's where my parents are from. Secondly as an African American, and thirdly as an American.
I guess not. So like we are made from like genetically, but I think a lot of it's environmental. So like even if you are whatever race you think you are, you're still made up by how you're brought up and everything.
It definitely will change my cultural perspective. I know I told my parents I was taking this test and I received the opportunity here at UCR to, find out that part of my life that has been mysterious for the most part.
Yes, I believe it will, but I don't think it'll change the way I identify myself, but I feel like it'll change my perspective, and maybe I can explore and research other people's, or whatever my ancestry is, their beliefs and their background and history.
Honestly, I think it will. I think it's going to influence my future decisions and how I view myself and how others view me. So I think it will be very impactful on my life.
I think this will definitely change my cultural perspective because I think it'll give me a sense of actually knowing something rather than just guessing, and having a sense of something to identify with, and then being able to explore that more and learn more about different cultures.
The results from this testing kit would definitely change my perspective of how I see myself, mainly because it will give me a clearer picture of who I am.
My name is Jared Mitchell.
And I'm William B. Beckwith.
And we are the directors of Contemporary Culture. Welcome to Journey Home. We have a very special program for you in which we are going to have the lovely and talented Isaiah Washington speak about his journey through Sierra Leone, the journey that was very much so detailed in his book, A Man from Another Land. We felt it very significant to bring this program to our campus on account of the fact that we all have, in some form or shape, a diasporic identity. Nobody is really from where they're born. We all have history, we all have heritage.
Also, we wanted to give 7 students the same opportunity of self-discovery. And the way we're doing this is by allowing them to take an ancestry test to find out their ancestry.
We as college students are constantly being told that it's our role to figure out who we are. What are our interests? What major do you want to pursue? What career do you want to pursue? Who do you want to fall in love with? Who do you want to keep around as friends? Who do you one day want to build a network with and prosper in this business world? But we think it's really important that we also take the time to figure out, where are we coming from? This is a story of UCR. This is a story of every student that's come here, and the students that will continue to come here. We really appreciate the opportunity to work with ASP, African Student Programs, to provide all the ancestry tests that have been utilized. We hope that the results are both inspirational and profound for them and also for the rest of our student body.
We feel by allowing students to undergo this this test, it will open the doors for other students to come out and take this test, go out and find out other things about themselves, not just Ancestry.
Thank you for watching.
Stay tuned
for part 2. That's it. No more.
Wow, that was great!